Greetings, Pokemon fans, and welcome back to Polar Wars Wrath. My name is JD, and today we're doing a prediction video for an optimized playthrough of Pokemon Crystal using Lanturn, the light Pokemon. Let's go and look at the light Pokemon. That's Ampharis. Nah, I'm just messing with you. Both of them are known as a light Pokemon. I don't know why. They can't think of different things. There's a couple other Pokemon like that, but Ampharis and this Pokemon are both called the light Pokemon. Maybe in a future generation, instead of having Ampharis in the lighthouse, maybe they have a Lanturn. I don't know. But let's actually look at the Pokemon we're doing this week. So Lanturn is blue and yellow. It's based off an angler Pokemon. Angler Pokemons are one of those things that live in the dark parts of the water, and they have like a light and draws Pokemon in. Like you watch Finding Nemo, you'll see it, and then it's supposed to snatch them. Now I think this looks like a whale combined with that thing, and it's blue and yellow. So the middle, the one that's moving around, the GIF, and the one on the top left are what it actually looks like, and the one in the bottom right corner is it's shiny. You know what I'm gonna say? Another pink shiny in Generation 2. It's got pink flipper. It looks like it's like purple with pink flippers, but it's still shiny, or still pink nonetheless. So let's go and dive into what happened in the previous playthrough, see how much better we're going to do in this playthrough. This playthrough was a grind, let me just tell you that. We started out as Chinchou. Chinchou only had like Bubble, and we had to use Bubble, and you got to go through this Bellsprout Tower. It took us 10 minutes to get through our first rival battle, because our first rival has Chikorita, and it evolves into Bayleaf and then Meganium, and we're very weak to grass. That's only like one of our few weaknesses is grass. Very tough playthrough, but we beat the Elite Four in 2 hours and 4 minutes and 15 seconds. You get to a point with this Pokemon where actually it unlocks it and it actually becomes a very good Pokemon. The problem is just getting to that is the tough part. Now we're in the optimized playthrough. We're going to make that a lot faster, and you'll see why here in a little bit. And then we beat Red at 2 hours and 44 minutes and 25 seconds. I plan to obliterate both of these times. Just so everyone is aware, we are going to absolutely massacre these times. Let's go ahead and look at the ins and outs of this Pokemon. So like I said, it's the Lanturn. It's the evolution from Chinchou. We evolved from that level 27. However, optimized. We don't have to worry about that. It is water electric Pokemon, and we are on the slow level up rates. That is a really big deal with this Pokemon. Not so much a big deal in an optimized playthrough, because you start off a little bit better moves, so it's maybe not as impactful as it would be with Chinchou. Like I said, it took forever to level up. It took 10 minutes to get to like level 7 or 8 so we can beat our rival. It was a tough play. It was a grind. And with this Pokemon, hopefully with Lanturn, we don't have to grind as much. Let's go and look at the stats of this Pokemon. HP is 125, attack is 58, defense is 58. Special attack is 76, special defense is 76, and speed is 67 for a grand total of 460. Not that great for a fully evolved Pokemon. It's a pretty cool Pokemon. It's actually one of the first ones I used on my first playthrough of Pokemon Silver. This Pokemon's not great. It's not the greatest stats, I should say. We've definitely had Pokemon have had higher stats, and for a fully evolved Pokemon, I think it gets something a little bit better, but we don't. Let's move on down to our weaknesses. We are weak to ground and grass. Now, ground isn't as bad because we do have water moves that counter ground, but we can't get hit by ground. It does a lot of damage. And then we are resistant to flying, steel, fire, water, and ice moves. Okay, grass is the biggest weakness we have in this game, which is why we chose a specific hidden power. You'll see that here in a little bit. Let's go on to the moveset while we're talking about movesets. Bubble is our starting move, Thunder Wave, and Supersonic. Those are our 3 moves. Not the greatest, but we will have a breeding move, so don't fret. We're not going to start with just this. We're going to have a breeding move, which is going to really help this Pokemon out in the early game. We get Flail level 13. What it does is based on how much health you have left, and based on how powerful this move is. It can be very useful if you're low health, but it's very risky as well, because if something hits you, it can knock you out. If you don't one-shot, using Flail is a really hit or boom or bust strategy, I should say. Water Gun, 40 base power, 100% accurate, 60 with stab. It's a better move than Bubble. Once we get to Ecruteak City, we're not going to have to worry about that at all. Spark, it's the first electric type move first damage dealing electric type move we actually get. 65 base power, 100% accurate. With stab, you're looking at just around 98, 99 base power. Very powerful, very useful. If only we had it earlier, we could really obliterate Faulkner's Gym, but we don't. We don't get Spark until level 25. I don't know why this Pokemon doesn't start with like Thunder Shock or something, but I don't make this. I didn't create it, I just play it. Confuse Ray is a very good move to have. It can definitely make a battle that's not going to go your way at all become like a coin flip, and sometimes that's better than, it's RNG. Sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. Takedown, not going to use, it's a garbage move. And then Hydro Pump, it's very powerful, but it's a garbage accuracy, so I'd rather just use something else. It is like a boom or bust play as well, but if you miss, you only have 5 power points. It can really just stack up and really cost you battles. A lot of coin flips near the end of this Pokemon's like moveset. Let's scroll down a little bit and look at our team moveset. Our TMs are So off of Curse and Toxic, we're not going to use either one of those. Zap Cannon is an option. 100 base power, 150 with stab, 50% accurate, and that's the problem. It will paralyze when it hits. It does only have 5 power points, but it is a boom or bust play. If you keep missing, you could really get yourself knocked out pretty quick. The biggest time we might use this is in the in red battle, where we might need to do something to take care of Snorlax. Hidden power, we're not going to. We're going to use hidden power. I'm sorry. It's hidden power ice. Hidden power ice is going to counter our grass type weakness. Plus, it's going to make a couple gym leaders and elite four member completely obsolete. Snore. Hyper Beam we actually used in the last one. I'm not going to use Hyper Beam in this one. It's a better strategy. It's got to be played smarter. Protect, not going to use. Rain Dance, probably not going to use. Endure, not going to use. Frustration, not going to use. Thunder Wave, or I'm sorry, Thunder, we're not going to use. Horribly inaccurate. Very powerful, but horribly inaccurate. We cannot leave battles to chance as much as a lot of these moves are gonna do. Return, well, it becomes 102 when you max out your friendship, and then with a pink bow, and then when you beat Whitney's Gym, gets up to about 124. So very powerful. Pretty much our only physical move we actually want to deal with. Double Team, Swagger, Sleep Talk, Rest. Rest will be used. I'm pretty sure Rest can be used in this playthrough. Attract, not going to use. Surf, 95 base power, 100% accurate. This is the one we're going to use instead of Hydro Pump. It's not quite as powerful, I'll get that, but it's way more accurate. It's about 148 base power with Stab. Flash, Whirlpool, and Waterfall we're not going to use. So that's our moveset. Not very broad. A lot of electric and water and ice. That's really the 3 things we're dealing with here, which we really don't need much more than that to beat the game, but just saying it is not a broad move pool. So this is an optimized playthrough. So this is what I'm doing going forward. So as you see here, these are our 3 moves. Flail, we already get Flail, but it's just we get it sooner. Screech, and Supersonic. And all 3 of those moves, or 2 of the 3 of those moves we actually level up and get. So I want to talk about one more thing before I go over what we're going to do with breeding moves. We do have 2 tutor moves. Ice Beam and Thunderbolt. Can't get them till after the Elite Four, but they will help us obliterate Kanto and help us immensely when it comes to beating red. Back to the breeding moves. What I'm doing from now on is I'm going to look and see if there's a move in future generations, like past like Generation 2, that give us an option. Amnesia, if it was like Generation 1 Amnesia where it did special and your special defense, special attack, I could maybe say that's feasible. With Flail and Screech, still the same thing. So we're going to look at one more generation of breeding moves, and there we go. We have a variety of breeding moves here that we can use. Now, some moves are not available in this generation. I think if we go one more, it's going to have some other moves that, yeah, well, I guess Shockwave is available, but it's not the same Shockwave. Shockwave is changed to like a normal attack that doesn't miss. It's kind of like Electric, Swift. It doesn't move. It doesn't miss. Brine would be a great one. But a lot of Water Pulse, so a lot of these aren't really available in Generation 2. So what we're going to do is you look through here and Psybeam. From breeding with Memorade or Octillery, we can get the move Psybeam, 65 base power, 100% accurate. Add that to this Pokemon's moveset, and now all of a sudden our starting moveset, instead of just being a really bad moveset with like Bubble, Thunder Wave, and Supersonic, now we've added Psybeam, and now we have 4 moves, and we have a 65 base power move to start the game. Seems like a lot of Pokemon get this Psybeam. It's been a common one. I had it with both Ladian and Ariados. Both of them had this, so I guess it's just a common move in future generations. So with that being said, adding all this up, what do I think? Well, what killed us in the first playthrough was our slow level up rate. We only had Bubble. We actually had to go, when you leave Professor Realms, you can go north through a path, and you can go in there and you can face Geodudes. We sat there for like 10 minutes just knocking out Geodudes with Bubble. And that's the only way we were able to level up and be able to take on our rival. It was still a close battle, but we ended up winning. And it took over like 10 or 11 minutes just to beat our rival. And that started the game off at such a slow pace. And then we went and faced Bellsprout Tower. And Bellsprout Tower, more or less than Bellsprout Tower, we're facing all Bellsprout and we are weak to grass. You can probably add up where this is going. Bubble wasn't doing pretty well. We eventually got Flail. Flail helped, but we had to go out and heal so much. It took so much time to get by Faulkner. Beat Faulkner pretty handily, but with this Pokemon, if we go to Bellsprout Tower, which I haven't decided if we're going to do that or not, but I think we should because we're slow level up rate, and it's going to get us ahead of the level curve for a little bit, and we can just one-shot everything, except for like Hoot Hoots, but we're not weak to Hoot Hoots, we're neutral, so they won't do anything crazy to us. So I think that's probably the best strategy is to do that, but we'll still get through all that stuff in like 6 or 7 minutes, I guarantee it. And we'll beat Faulkner pretty fast, and that's really what slowed us down in the early game. What also slowed us down was our second rival battle. Second rival battle, we are weak to Bayleaf, and Bayleaf has Razor Leaf very early, so we got to find a way around that. But we will have Thunder Wave, we will have Supersonic. Those are things that are going to help us out a little bit, but ultimately, I think it's going to be a lot faster. So we looked at our time when it came to the Elite Four. If we get this done in an hour, between an hour and 5, an hour and 10 minutes, I think we'll do great. It's still in the slow level up rate, so we're gonna not be level curved as well as we will with other Pokemon. About an hour and 5, hour and 10 minutes, I think would be a fair guesstimate of where we're gonna land. And then when it comes to our red time, I think we'll save an hour. We'll get this around about an hour and 40, an hour and 45 minutes. I think we'll save easily an hour of time here. So I think that's what's going to happen with this Pokemon. And yeah, I think that's what's going to be. I think we're going to have a very good playthrough, much better than we did with the previous playthrough. And I hope you like the format for doing what we're doing with the breeding moves. It's kind of been becoming a combination of, like, I have a series called What If? Like, what if this Pokemon had this move? How would it do? Etc. I did that with Xatu. I gave it confusion to start the game, and it played through and did very well. This is kind of like a mixture of, like, breeding moves plus what if we can pull a Pokemon with a breeding move from another generation? How would it do in this game? It's a little bit of a combination, but it's still optimization because feasibly, could we create the Pokemon and then trade it back? Yeah. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. This is JD. This is Polywar's Wrath. We have 2 other videos coming out this week. We have the final video of my series. We're figuring out who the best fighting type is in Gen 1, and it's Hitmonchan. That'll be out on Wednesday, and obviously Friday we'll be playing through with Lanturn, fully evolved, see how good it does in the playthrough with all the things we just talked about. Let me know what you think. Comment down below, like, share, subscribe, help the channel grow. Have a good one. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.